Hello everyone, my name is Reewyn and today I'm here with LoserSitsByHerself.
Hello!
And today we're going to be discussing Byler. Again, it leads it into the next point because I think the painting is going to be part of that big not final, but the first kind of Byler fight and addressing of feelings, because I do think Mike is half going to be taking out his frustration at being queer on Will, not intentionally, but it's like, oh, I'm gay and it's your fault kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, because we already kind of had that with season 3 with it's not my fault you don't like girls. But I definitely think it's the confrontation about it is also probably going to happen in episode 6 probably. And I think like Mike's going to be so angry about the painting, and then I think it will happen in the Upside Down, and Will ask him what's wrong, and obviously like usual Mike's going to be dismissive and be like, oh no, nothing's wrong, like what are you on about?
Yeah, you're so strange. What?
Yeah, it's like what are you talking about? I'm absolutely fine. And then I think that Will be like, oh, don't do this again, and then Mike will be like, oh, what again? And they'll like sort of fight about how their relationship has been for the past few years. And then I think I think Mike will then come out about the painting, and Will go all like quiet and defensive and sort of panic that Mike knows the truth, even though he doesn't know the truth at this point. He doesn't know that Will has feelings for him. And I think he'll be like, I thought this was true, like how could you do this, like I thought you cared about me, friends don't lie. And I think that will be like what sets Will off, and I think he'll angrily say his feelings then. And then I think it will be a parallel to season 3 when he in their fight, in the rain fight, Will like look shocked after he said it's not my fault you don't like us. I think instead we'll have a shot of Mike looking really shocked and not knowing what to say, and that will just be a bit of silence. And then I think he'll like quietly ask like, oh, why were you trying to keep me and Elle together? And then I think it will be cut off by something upside downy happening and they can't speak about it for a bit.
Yeah. I think what really heavily relies on this as well. So what I think could be linked to this and Lover's Lake is that what we see in the trailer, Will is getting Vecna'd. Now, the only reason I could think of this is A, it's a nightmare, which I don't think it is. But B, if it's real, that means Vecna is trying to kill Will. Now, what's more important about that is that Vecna is like, he can come on Earth, he can kill someone, which means Will is now a threat to him to the point he has to go through the mind. And I think that could happen directly after. Like, he waits for Will to be vulnerable enough, and this moment of having this big fight with Mike is then, okay, Vecna time, in the air we go, and then we have that big, hey dude, I'm sorry.
I could definitely see that happening. Yeah, because he uses everyone's insecurities anyway, and because Will's such a focus on him, he's gonna want to use his biggest insecurity against him.
Yeah, like, but the only way that Will is going to get Vecna'd is if he's not useful anymore or he's a threat to Vecna. So it's like, yeah, like otherwise, I don't know, he's just like a demogorgon on Will, which is also another reason I think he has powers, because how is Will such a threat that you have to go through his mind and kill him in the way that you only used in the Upside Down, as opposed to it's
I definitely there's it that definitely like comes into Will's arc and sort of his time in the Upside Down and what we need to know about him. Yeah. I have like mixed feelings about Lover's Lake. I think something important will happen there, because obviously in episode 5 we have the water safety coordinator that's been listed. Like Mike and Will are both wet, but I definitely think episode 5 is too early for it to happen. And I also think I just don't see it happening there. Like my situation where I think is going to happen is, I think after the painting confrontation that Mike will speak to Nancy, because, well, this might just be my like personal one, because I want Mike and Nancy like siblings.
I know, we love them. We love them.
Come back, please. Exactly. And I want Nancy to be the first person that like Mike actually opens up about his feelings for Will, and that this will be the first time that the audience sees him opening up about these feelings instead of just sort of showing it through hints and stuff. And then I think Mike will go to Will either just before they're going into the Upside Down to do the final battle, or sort of after they've come out of the Upside Down, like before the final battle, because I don't think it's going to happen in the finale. And then I think he'll do a proper love confession this time to show that like he's not conforming anymore, therefore they're going to win this entire thing. But also I kind of don't want them to say I love you, just because I want it to be a good connection to season 4 where Mike was forced to say I love you, but this time they just know that they love each other.
So the only time I can see Mike saying I love you, it would be potentially when Will dies for a moment. I think what's really important to me is that I know a lot of people were saying that Byler will happen in episode 8 or 9. I do think it's going to be earlier. Purely because there's a lot more drama to their relationship than just admitting their feelings. Because, like,
definitely.
They have to communicate
There's
so
much for them to work out.
Yeah, which is why I think we at least need a few episodes to have this space. Because even if, like, they do have this fight about the painting and they do acknowledge that each other likes them, that doesn't necessarily mean, like, having to fit into a relationship now, especially one, like, or not even, like, you know, it might even be that Will doesn't want to have a relationship yet until he's processed his feelings. Same for Mike. Like, they have a lot to confront before they can just work together. So it's interesting.
Definitely.
I'll be so mad if they get canon right at the end, because I want to see content of them being a couple and not just like 30 seconds in the episode. That is not enough. Give us more.
Literally. Yeah. Oh my god, literally there's so many gay couples that's happened to. And it's like, do we not deserve the content of them being a couple? Just like, I need to have a whole episode where they're together. That's my want for season 5.
Yeah. I just
actually a need.
Yeah, 100% need. Because, like, I know people are saying Byler is a twist, but also I think what's important to note here is season 5 is going to be kind of leaning into that. So yes, it'll be a twist, but that doesn't mean that it's going to come out of absolutely nowhere. I think that's too strong, because as they said, it's something that Duffer said you want to be able to watch back and see it. And I think that'll be very, very true if in season 5, again, Mike is giving puppy dogs the eyes to Will. It's something in the background. It's going to be the most obvious it possibly could be without being in your face. So,
definitely. And I also think a lot of the talk against Byler is, they'd come out of nowhere. So I think, like you said, it can't be like a complete twist, because again, you'd have people saying, it came out of nowhere, and they'd like justify Byler being weird because of that. So I think again, like season 5, it needs to build up to show that no, it didn't come out of nowhere. It's been here this entire time.
Yeah, that's why I think their big moment is going to have flashbacks, because the Duffer Brothers have said we don't listen to fan theories. The Reddit can bugger off, okay? And that's why I think we're going to see lots of little
Reddit
scenes.
Has no power.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And that's why we're going to get these scenes of the van scene, of the Mike crying in season 1 scene. I think we're going to get clips from all 4 seasons to be, okay, you guys that think this came from nowhere, in your face. And it's going to have Mike like confessing as well. It's going to be so obvious, and I'm going to celebrate.
Oh my god, it's gonna be such a satisfying scene, and I'm gonna log into Tumblr, and I'm gonna everywhere, and I'm gonna be like, I was right. Like, we were not queer baited. This has actually happened, and it's been obvious this entire time, and all of you were wrong.
Like, people have replied to my comments in TikTok being like, I'm gonna respond to this when my 11 is canon. I just said, sorry for your loss, because it's not happening. I'm so sorry that it's not.
Yeah, well, no, because I've had people in my comments obviously saying like, Byler's never going to happen. But I've also had people in my comments saying, I've been saving Prime 11 people to reply to them and say like, guess it wasn't canon. And it's like, yeah, guess it wasn't.
Yeah, like the internet is going to celebrate, okay? Like, because I think something really important as well that makes me happy is a lot of younger audiences are going to see this, because even though it is an 18+ show, a lot of young teens do. That's going to be so good for so many people to have queer representation be on Netflix's biggest show. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not going to be, because obviously, like, as much as I love Robin and Vicky, it's not going to be pushed aside because like they're side characters. It's actually going to be the main relationship in a show that isn't centered on queerness. Like, that never happens.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be someone you met, and then also it's gonna be great for future cases of like supposed queer baiting, because people will be like, people thought that Byler was gonna be queer bait, and it wasn't.
Yeah. And the best part is it's going to be proof that having gay couples makes you money. As much as I hate to admit it, films love capitalism, shows love capitalism.
Yeah.
Byler does big, they're going to make a lot of money off this.
Exactly, like I don't care if they just have gay couples to make the money. Like the fan they're servicing is me. Like I don't care.
Okay, just take my money. Take my money. Okay,
Yeah,
give us the gays, you can have it.
I'll pay. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that then does come into Volume 1 versus Volume 2. Where do you think we're going to see the relationship? What do you think is going to be the flow overall then? Because we've kind of like touched on each bit, but
yeah. So I think overall, Volume 1, there'll be a lot of like domestic moments, I think, and like them looking after Holly, and then when they're looking for her in the tunnel, I think that's when Protective Mike will kick in, and I think sort of Protective Mike's going to be a very important part of Volume 1, and I think it's sort of we're going to be shown subtle hints, not too like, but more overt than we have for the past seasons, that Will's feelings are reciprocated. Maybe it's like shots of Mike when Will isn't looking, or like Mike being overly protective and everyone around them sort of being like, like this doesn't add up. And I think like a very like episode 4 will be very Byler centric because it's a Will centric episode, and wherever Will is, Mike follows.
Yeah. I definitely think we're going to get a bit of self-sacrificial Will as well, because Holly being in the Upside Down is going to touch a nerve. Like, that's almost like, I've theorized before, I've almost wondered if that's why we're having Lover's Lake. It's because Will's like, okay, you guys aren't doing enough. I've survived that. I know what to do. Leave me alone. And because especially when he's going really crazy. Point. Yeah, because he's attacked that kid, and he's obviously like passing out and stuff. Like, he's going to be at his wit's
he's going
end.
Through it this season. Yeah.
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 Which could absolutely, Sorry, yeah.
I definitely think that like he's gonna have a lot of guilt over Holly being taken. I think because he's gonna view the Upside Down as like his fault for bringing in, and he's not gonna want to like affect anyone else. So I definitely think that brings like he's gonna go off on his own. Lover's Lake, because there was the clip in the teaser where he closes his eyes. I've seen people say that it's like a boat in the background, so that could be the moment where he's at Lover's Lake. He tries to go and save her, and then maybe like Mike's probably involved in some way to try and protect him.
Yeah, could even be why they're wet. If Will has literally kind of closed his eyes to maybe use his shadow sense to be like, okay, where is she? And he's jumped in to get her, and Mike's like, hey, let's not do that. You're not going back in there, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Like, maybe we shouldn't do this.
Yeah, get out now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think. Again, that is going to be so important, though, is, like, if Will has powers that switch around, because, again, I 100% think that if, you know, the Eye of Vecna, the whole point is you can use Vecna's powers, too. So it's going to heavily rely on Will completely not having control until Will suddenly having control, and then now being a target for Vecna, because, hey, you can see what I do, and you can use my powers, that's not fair.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. Yeah. So how do you think that's going to move into Volume 2? How do you think it's going to be different?
So, I think... So, Sorcerer, I think, is where we're going to get powers from Will. That's when we're going to get direct confirmation. Because I think almost like Will's going to be, like, unconscious as he is. And then suddenly we get a shot of, like, oh, hey, someone protected us. Who is it? And then the camera spins around to, like, Will with his hand out or something. That kind of moment.
That'd be so good.
Yeah. And then Volume 2 is going to be, you know... Probably, I think even Will kind of going slightly out of it, because now he thinks he has the power to do something, he has the power to make change, and he's going to become obsessed with that. Like, his whole life he's not had it. And I think that almost could be a conversation between Will and Mike, is, hey, you may have the powers now, you may be taking control, but that doesn't mean you can do everything on your own still. We've got to kind of work together.
Yeah.
And it's going to be that,
I could definitely see that dynamic playing out.
Yeah, 100% of, like, Will wanting to take complete control back, but taking that too far. Like, maybe that's even what leads to him being Vecna'd, because he just goes, you know, I want to do this on myself. I want to take my own power back and not want to rely on everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think sort of he'll be... I agree. I think he'll be pushing back against Protective Mike, wanting to sort of do this all on his own, not want to involve everyone, sort of want to make it just him that has to deal with the consequences of the Upside Down. But, like, I agree, like, Mike will be getting in there and be like, you can't do this by yourself. I'm going to help you. And again, I think Volume 2 is definitely where we're going to get Byler Canon. and sort of that being incorporated into their dynamic.
Yeah, because the finale is going to be everyone versus the Upside Down. There is not going to be space for like Byler becoming canon. 100% Will and Mike having their moments together, like, you know, be safe, baby girl kind of thing, but not getting together.
Yeah, well, no, because we've had, like, for example, like last season with Lumax, they had a lot of nice moments in the finale, but obviously it was mainly just everyone fighting against Vecna. So I think it'll be sort of like that. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, of course he is. Yeah. Yeah, but these guys love a fake death. Like, and it's not even going to be a fake death. He's going to die for a little bit. But yeah, I think sort of, he's so caught up in the Upside Down that can't not happen.
Yeah, I think what almost scares me is that Will know that and somehow do it, like, himself. Like, he knows what has to happen, and everyone else is like, no, you can't do that, and then he does it. That scares me, because, again, it really plays into the I'm taking control back, I'm ending the Upside Down kind of thing, which is intense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely, and I think sort of there's, like, people are scared of him for a reason, and also there's just so much, like, speculation about his death, so I think they're going to want to play into that.
100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, that very much leads to the question then, like, what do we think the character endings are going to be? Kind of leaving Will for last, to have Will and Mike to last. What do you think for the other characters? How do you think they're going to end, their characters end?
I think this is a brief mention of Mike and Will, then I'll come back to them, but I think the full core 4 party will be back together. They'll be able to graduate together. They'll be able to sort of do, like, I think they'll show them doing normal teenage things that they haven't been able to do for this entire time because they've been too busy in the Upside Down.
Yeah.
I think definitely with the older teens, I think Nancy would definitely be able to go to college because that's been her, like, dream this entire time, and I think for her to miss out on that would be such a waste. So I hope that Jonathan goes to NYU because obviously, like, in season 1 they mentioned, like, he's wanted to go there since he was 6, but then also Jonathan is probably the character I'm most scared about dying. So I don't know whether he's gonna be in the finale, because I think with his narrative arc it would work, the story would work really well if he did die.
He's not making it out.
Yeah, like, I'm quite scared of him. Steve, on the other hand, is gonna be fine. Like, everyone's worried about him dying. He's going to be fine. And I think he'll, like... I think they'll make him a teacher or something, like, training to be something, because they'll want him to do something, like, involving kids, because obviously he's always been the babysitter in season, like, from season 2. And I think... Robin, I just want her to be happy with Vicky. Like, I don't mind what she does, but just as long as they don't do a bury your gays trope, I don't mind.
Exactly. I don't think she's dying. She's too much of a background character to die. Just the right balance.
Yeah. Yeah, so what do you think is going to happen with everyone then?
I think at least Steve, I agree he's not dying, because a lot of people, the only justification I've seen for Steve to die is Netflix loves killing them. I think a lot of people, like, especially my Eleven shippers, need to look at the Duffer Brothers, not Netflix. Like, I've seen people even saying Byler's not going to happen because Netflix wouldn't do that. This is the Duffer Brothers. They are amazing writers. They know exactly what they're doing. They wouldn't kill Steve off just for fan service. That's...
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, and it's also, it would be so obvious. Like, because that's the one character that everyone's worried about dying.
Yeah. Which is... It's too much. But I would say the ones I'm most worried for are, well, Jonathan, because literally in the trailer he has a line like, this binds us together forever. Like, put a massive red flag above your head, dude. Like...
Exactly, yeah.
Joyce, I've said it in my death predictions, which I think is out by the time this video comes out, but I think Joyce is... she's so 50-50 because it would make sense if she dies for her sons, but also she's had no near deaths this entire, like, time. Everyone else has had at least one very near death experience, but she's had nothing, and that scares me.
Yeah, that's a good point. See, I think if any of the parents die, I think Karen's going to die because she's going to be more important this season. Also, I'm still so hung up on the fact that she had a season 4 poster, even though she did nothing in season 4. So there's got to be a real reason for why she had that. And I definitely think, because people see Joyce as the protective mother, I definitely think they could like turn it around and paint Karen as the protective mother, and she could die protecting Holly.
Yeah, I think personally Ted is going. But I think Karen is
no
going.
One cares about Ted.
Ted's gone. I think Karen is going to be like severely injured. Like, because something I noticed a lot throughout the seasons is that she is very, very prideful on her image. So I almost wonder if she's going to go through like severe injuries that changes how she looks and stuff. Like, obviously, like scars and stuff, they're not ugly, but a lot of people have been through severe deformations, had issues with that at first, and I do think that almost could be intertwined with their arc, especially like season 4 being with Billy and stuff, season 3 or 4, like a whole I'm so young and
because that's a lot of her identity, sort of that, and being a mum. She doesn't really have any identity outside of herself, and maybe sort of like her being seriously injured could do with her bringing her bravery out, and sort of as she creates another identity for herself, she sort of loses her past one.
I think
definitely.
I think with Max and Elle, Max, the only way she's gonna die is if she somehow kills Vecna in the mindscape or wherever she is in the kind of mind thing.
I think Max is gonna be fine. Like, I don't see them keeping her alive this entire season just for them to kill her off.
Yeah, and then Elle, she's so 50-50. Either she's going off on an arc to have her own independence, or she is dead. It's
that's my thought. Like, I think they could do the thing where like Ella's basically part of the Upside Down, so she's like gone with it. I hope they. I think because Millie seems a bit like disappointed with her ending, but I'm trying to not like take that into consideration. But I really hope she doesn't die, but I'm not convinced that she won't die. And I think I want her to, like you said, have her arc and be independent, but I just don't know whether that's happening.
If she dies, I will be a bit upset with that, because I want her to have her independence and learn about family and stuff. I want her to be, like, have that. If she just dies, I'm not going to be too impressed. I'll be so for real.
Yeah, oh no, it feels like a really easy way out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then sort of just like bothering to develop her character and give her a satisfying ending.
Yeah, just let her go like, I don't like it.
Yeah,
that does
exactly
bring us back to Mike and Will, though. What do we think? What do we think?
Okay, so I don't think Mike's gonna die. I mean, sort of personally, I can't even like entertain the fact that he's gonna die. But also, I think sort of because he's always been the leader, he's sort of the one who started it all, the one who sort of like proposed like sort of the Upside Down and everything. I just don't think that they'd kill him. And I sort of think, like I spoke about earlier with his arcs, I think that'll be sort of amounting to his character ending and what is going to happen there. And sort of just like, I don't know, just like building back the confidence that he had in season 1. And like, sort of the epilogue, because we know that he's definitely in the epilogue, sort of like him like reflecting on everything that happened in Hawkins.
Like the main 4 are there, which is oh wait, no, except Will. I don't know, it's conflicting because some people are saying all 4 are there, some people are saying Will's not, so
it's hard to, which is pretty good because it means no spoilers, but also it's kind of hard to theorize then.
So I do think I think Mike is going to be probably quite injured, like protecting people, but I don't think he's going to be dead. And I think a big part of that is I also think he's going to be there when Will is dead for a bit. Both Joyce and Mike, probably not Jonathan because he's dead, are going to be the ones either holding Will or being right next to him. So I think Mike has to at least have the agency to move. So
oh yeah, definitely. You know, I think he's going to have a lot of survivor's guilt. I think if anyone dies, I think he's sort of he is going to be quite injured, like sort of lots of scratches and things, because he's going to put himself in harm's way to protect everyone else.
Yeah, he's taking that leader role back, but that's not necessarily a good thing.
Exactly, yeah. Yeah, and then the last vital question of Will, what's going to happen with Will?
I mean, we've kind of touched on it quite a bit, that Will's going to die momentarily, and he's either going to come back to life at the last second because Elle saves him, or he's going to show up at the last minute in the epilogue. And to me, I could see it being the epilogue, because that would mean that Will isn't in the clips that people have seen until the end, where people have seen the core 4. And that's... I could see that.
Yeah, I could definitely, yeah. Yeah, but no, I agree. I definitely think he's going to die at one point, and I think Mike's going to have a sort of moment of bravery to sort of try and get him to, and then like Will sort of, I don't know how it's going to like work with him coming back to life, but he's going to come back to life at some point, and yeah, I just sort of, he has to have a happy ending. I'm not going to take it.
I mean, the Duffer Brothers themselves have said it will be too sad. Like,
yeah,
there's no way, because I do think as well, I'd be kind of annoyed if he comes back in the epilogue. I'd rather him come back there, because I imagine it's going to be exactly the same as how Elle saved Max. Like, that's such an clear thing.
I was thinking that as well. Yeah, I think it can't sort of be a stretch of, like, he's going to have to immediately be brought back to life. Like, it can't sort of be a stretch of time, because that would just, I don't think that would work.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a case of him dying, and everyone's like, no, he's dead. And then Mike's like, I love you. And then he starts like coughing and he's back to life or something.
You said I love you. Like, I'm back to life.
I can almost see Will teasing, because I do want to see Sassy Will back. I miss Sassy Will. I miss him. Bring him back.
Literally like the Will that, like, when they were like trying to save Elle, he decided to sing Never Ending Story just to make fun of Dustin. Like, I need that Will back. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That feels.
I think that feels complete. I think we've gone through our predictions.
Yeah. And that is it for today. If you want to go check out Fran's channel, what can we find on there? That's your part.
And Byler especially. I started off queer coding of Mike Wheeler. I do a lot of season 5 trailer analysis, sort of going through Byler fics, everything Byler. So if you love Byler and Strange Things as much as us, then I would recommend coming over to my channel, LoserSitsByHerself.
Please do that. So thank you guys. Have a lovely day. And remember, the lion does not concern itself with Byler doubt. Goodbye.